Good morning. Greetings to all of us. Dear Mrs. Dian Irma Aprianti SIPMM and my dear friends, first of all, let us offer praise and gratitude to the presence of God Almighty who has given us health so that we can meet online through this short video speech. Happy guys! I'm making this speech to inform you that the Center for World Trade Studies, Universitas Gadjah Mada, has written on its website discussing President Biden and China economic domination in the Indo-Pacific. Happy guys! Who does not know the United States? The US is one of the countries whose participation and influence is very large in the development of international business. We need to know that in May 2022, during a working visit to Japan, President Biden from United States is expected to announce a framework for cooperation mechanism with countries in the Indo-Pacific region, the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework (IPEF). President Biden had previously proposed IPEF at the Asia Summit in 2017 as a form of strategy to further enhance international economic and trade cooperation with countries in the Indo-Pacific region. Although it has not been announced in detail and formally, quote, from a statement by the United States government, there are at least 4 main pillars of concern in the IPEF trade cooperation framework, namely, fair and sustainable trade, supply chain resilience, infrastructure, decarbonization, and renewable energy, and tax and anti-corruption. This policy is a sign of a shift in policy orientation towards countries in the Indo-Pacific region, which was previously carried out in the Defense and Security Cooperation Mechanism, distinguished based on research conducted by the Center for Strategic and International Studies or CSIS. The inclusiveness of this collaboration is important for countries, especially because it involves various countries, including those that are developed and developing, to provide equal economic and trade opportunities for all countries in the world. The Indo-Pacific region, which also has the potential to support exciting regional cooperation. Therefore, this cooperation will certainly also be encouraged to involve countries such as Australia, Japan, South Korea, and of course 10 ASEAN member countries to join the IPEF cooperation. Indonesia, through the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Retno Marsudi, also conveyed that this IPEF collaboration was even expected to be able to support the previous cooperation mechanism, namely the ASEAN Outlook on Indo-Pacific (AOIP). Dear guests, in addition to enhancing trade and economic cooperation in the conventional field, cooperation in the IPEF mechanism will also pay attention to the aspect of cooperation in developing the digital economy in the region. This certainly provides an opportunity to advance the digital economy in a region that has considerable potential. Digital economic development cooperation with ASEAN countries such as Indonesia, Vietnam, Malaysia, Singapore, and Thailand with the rapid development of the digital economy in recent years and considerable potential in the future can be entry point for the United States to deepen cooperation with countries in the region. For governments in the Indo-Pacific region, cooperation in the IPEF mechanism should at least provide greater economic incentives than just support for economic development and trade in the domestic sphere. Instead of being a jargon indicating that the United States is present in the economic constellation in the Indo-Pacific region. The United States, through this cooperation mechanism, can provide wider market access to countries in the Indo-Pacific. Clarity regarding the IPEF cooperation mechanism that differentiates it from other cooperation mechanism will also give a positive impression on the United States in the Indo-Pacific region. The clarity of the benefits and incentives that will be obtained by countries in the Indo-Pacific, such as market access and ease of trade, will then give the impression that the IPEF strategy is not only used as a mechanism for balancing economic power and influence in the Indo-Pacific region, but also provides impression of the United States' commitment to supporting economic development, especially in developing countries. That all I can say. Hopefully it will be useful and provide new insight for all of us. And I'm sorry if there are words that are less pleasing. And thank you for your attention. Good morning.